So, how is everybody? I am here to do the next art journal prompt card. It's also great for mixed media prompt cards. These cards will serve both purposes. So today I thought, well, I'm going to get a jump on some of these, and I cut up 4 2.5 by 3.5 inch cards, because that's the size we're making these cards. And what I did was I found just an old cover to a little book. So it's kind of a firm material, cardstock, sort of, but it's glossy. So because it's glossy, the matte medium did not work super well. But the art glitter glue does work pretty well. And all I did was I cut these cards to the 3.5 by 2.5. I meant to cut out more than 4 because I wanted to show you what they look like before. They look kind of like that part right there. And then I literally threw junk on them. I glued junk on them. This was a newspaper. This was some scrap paper that I had. This was an advertisement for some tacos. Can you see the tacos? This was more of that scrap paper, and this was paper towel. I had cleaned up my table with a paper towel, and I had a little part that was still clean, so I added it to the card. So now I have 4 cards that I can just start with. And I'm just going to pick one. I'm actually going to pick this one. This one will be fun, but we'll get to that one in a little bit. And then I have my prompts. The one we're going to do today is called Drips and Splatters. But I want to do something to this card. I like starting with something just because I feel like a blank canvas is difficult. It's just not fun. So I started off with this, and now I think we're going to add a little bit more collage or something to it. I just wanted to start with something because I don't like starting with nothing. How's that? I think that'll work. And this paper's a little glossy as well. So, let's see. How can we get that on there? Like that? Okay. So I'm just gonna get this ready to glue down. Oh, it would help if I take the little stopper thing out. And let's get this one glued up a little bit. Are y'all too close to see? I could back you up a little bit. Get that glued down and get that glued down. Yeah, that looks good to me. And now I'm just going to trim it. Remember, these cards are just for us, so it doesn't matter if they're a little bit messy. And now I think I would like to add a little bit of, well, I could add gesso. Gesso would probably be better, but I happen to have white paint handy, so we're gonna go with white paint. Gesso would work great in this specific situation because this paper too is a little glossy. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add just a little bit of white paint and maybe a bit of water. And I'm going to just kind of smear this around a little bit. Yep, like that. And There. I like that. So you can still see, but it's not completely as in your face. So today's prompt is drips and splatters. And so first off, I wanted you to notice that I added the white paint and then I sprayed it with just some water. And when I sprayed it, do you see how the water reacts with the paint? It makes those little dots. So that's a splatter as well. But I also have other ways. So I have these little bottles that I have filled with paint, acrylic paint, and water. And I've made some of them thinner, some of them thicker, not necessarily on purpose, but they should all be pretty much the same consistency, but they're not. But then I can use these to drop paint. I can also use them to draw with, which I do quite often. But today is drips and splatters. So that is a drip. And now, let's create something that looks like a splatter. I'm going to add a little bit of black paint. And I'm going to thin that down. Maybe it's a little too thin. Oh, I like that. Let's add a little bit more. Yeah. I'm good with that. So now, because I like that, I think I'm going to go around. We don't have to limit ourselves to just the prompt, right? We can add other things. So I think I'm going to go around the edge of this. You can do whatever you want with your card, as long as you get some drips and splatters on there, because that's the whole point of this card, is to be able to put this on it. And because I have this, I think I'm going to go around the edges in black paint. There we go. Yep, I like that. So now I should probably put some glue on this before I mess it up entirely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Now we have our prompt card, drips and splatters. I know these videos are super short, but they're intended to be because we have a bunch of these cards to make. Like, I don't even know how many. We're starting off with 20, but it's gonna end up being probably closer to 100. So buckle up, let's make a bunch of these because they're fun and we can use them whenever we have those moments where we're like, what do I do now? Okay? So I will see you in a little bit. I'll see you next time. Bye.